All right.
Throw my iPad on so I can see the chatter.
Well, there's one person in here already.
Yeah, I think
So
it was me.
welcome.
It's me.
Oh, great. I was all excited. There was somebody else here. Oh, there was two of them set up, and originally this one wasn't showing. The one wasn't showing, and so then I set up another one, and then I had to cancel it. So that's why there was two.
Oh, that's why you sent me a second one. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Angels Homestead just popped in.
Okay. Yep. We got the right one then. Oh, welcome, Angels. So, yeah. So tonight's topic is canning safely, whether it's your first time canning or your 100th time canning. And I have a few thoughts on that. Number one, if you're worried, always follow the instructions. Start with a tested recipe. Even if you're going to be rebel, start with a tested recipe. You know, there's the one rule that even rebels don't break, and that's doing the right time and the right method for the right product.
Wow.
What?
I hope those kids go to bed. I hope those kids go to bed soon because, man, it's messing with your signal.
Oh, no. Shouldn't be too long. Oh. But yeah, there's one rule we all, even as rebels, you have to do the correct time for the correct method. So don't mix your methods and switch the times.
And check everything. I actually happened to me last weekend. I was making my crabapple jelly, which is another thing that I screwed up because I figured I can wing this one. That didn't work. But I was like, just doing my normal. Okay, I already had the jelly in the jars, and I'm wiping the rims when I didn't check them ahead of time. And I'm like, I thought I had a little something stuck on there. Nope, I had a chip, and it was the same jar I had used previously on a different batch a month ago for raspberry jam, and it didn't seal, so I threw it in the fridge. And I ate it. I didn't care. It was still good. But I pulled it out, and I'm like, okay, I need one more jar. I'm like, oh, let me just wash this one out quick and sterilize it, put it down, filled it up. And I'm running. I'm like, what's going on? Look, there was a chip. I'm like, wow. That's like the second jar in 7 years I've had to throw in the trash.
I make those into my storage jars for like my dry goods, like spices and stuff, because all my spices are in canning jars.
I wasn't too worried about it. I'm like, yeah, I think I have. If I've only thrown out 2 jars in 8 years, I think I'm good.
I think you're good.
Yeah. And then I did the other thing is because I made all these crab apples, I boiled down, and it smelled great. I actually cooled it off overnight because I couldn't do it that night. Put it all in, added my sugar to it, and it tasted perfect. Didn't measure it. I just dumped sugar in there because I know apples and the skins and all that, especially crab apples, have a lot of natural pectin. I'm like, yeah, this will work. Well, I never could quite because I had about 1.5 gallons in a big pot. I couldn't get it to a rolling boil that I couldn't knock down.
Oh,
so
no.
I boiled it, and I'd stir it and boil it. Threw it in the jars. They're on the counter. They've been on the counter for 2 weeks now. Yep, no, they never gelled up. So I'm not going to add any more pectin. I even threw a box of pectin in there because I was doing the dish trick, put some on a dish and see if it gels up. It didn't. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'll throw a box of pectin in. Did that. Didn't help. So now Saturday, I'll empty them all out and I'll put enough I'll put whatever it is to make like 6 jars in a pot, bring it back to a hard boil and do that, stir it, and then put them back in jars and recan them. They'll probably be fine. But if they're not, well, I'm going to have crabapple syrup because they taste really good.
So you inspired me. I picked a bunch of crab apples. I have this annoying little chipmunk at the property that has decided that he is going to stay and go. And whenever anything comes near the camper, he sounds the alarm for me. So I threw him a couple little crab apples, and I had picked some little hickory nuts and some grapes and stuff. So I put him a little gift package of these things at his sentinel spot. He stands on my path, sits there and just watches over the whole little whatever out there. So he is just loving the crab apples. I forgot to take him inside and
Oops.
they got buggy. So now he is really enjoying an entire, probably half gallon of crab apples.
Oh,
Hopefully
wow.
he spreads some seeds out for me because the yellow ones are really sweet, super sweet. And I wanted to plant the yellow crab apples I got. I've never seen a yellow
Right.
crab apple. They're about quarter size around. Yeah, and yellow, like a yellow apple, like a transparent. And the yellow jackets do not, the trees are about 20 feet apart where I harvest them. There is not a yellow jacket on the red ones. Every yellow jacket in the county is on those yellow ones. So you know they're sweet. You know
Oh, wow.
sweet. So
Yeah.
I
I told my neighbor, I asked my neighbor if he'd mind if I picked it. He looked at me funny because he's a landscaper.
Mhm.
He's like, take the whole tree. I was like, no. And it took me a good 2 hours to snip them off with scissors and then go back. I'd go another hour or so of nipping the bottoms off, making sure they're clean, and taking the stem. I couldn't pull the stem out, so I just cut it short and clean them up real well and put them in there. I only took about, well, it was a 5-gallon bucket, about maybe 4 gallons in there of crab apples. And I boiled them all down and made my juice and then let it cool overnight and then finished it up the next day. But you can't even tell. It's like I didn't even make it. He's like, did you pick any? I was like, yeah, I picked like 4 gallons. And a lot of them fell on the ground because we had gotten a cold spell and some of them were starting to rot. So I had to really be picky about, picking which ones I wanted. The other ones are just falling down. And figured out a tip, my own trick. If the stem is still a little green, the apple's still good. Everyone that had a stem that was brown, the apple was already starting to rot.
Yep.
I was like, wow. I figured that only took me about 2 gallons to figure that out.
Well, thank you for sharing with us.
Sure.
There are now 5 people in here. Please leave a comment, even if it's just hello, so that we get credit for having people in here. But yeah, I love crab apples. I made my own pectin, but you cannot go off recipe with jams and jellies. You cannot do it in too big a pot. It will not turn out. So,
yep. Thanks. I figured that out on my own. Now I've lived and learned. It'll never happen again. I swear, Mom, I'll never do it again.
It's one of those things. I mean, you can use the same dirty pot and make the recipe right, back to back, but you cannot double the recipe. And I do not know why it does not work. It is one of those facts it's the exception to the rule.
I think it has something to do with getting that rolling boil because I could not get it to a hard boil.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing that's what the sugar and the pectin activate together to start to cause the gel. I don't know. I wanted to look into the science and never got around to it. I'm sure that's probably has something to do with it. It might have worked if I had my big stove with, the 40,000 BTU burner. I probably would have burned it.
Oh, yeah.
But it might have worked on that if I got a rolling boil. I couldn't knock down and let it go for, 10 minutes or whatever. But I never got it to that point. And that's my own fault. So I'll just put it in smaller batches and bring it back to a boil and try it again. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I got crab apple syrup for my pancakes.
Apple syrup on pancakes is delicious. Crab apple, regular apple is absolutely delicious. In fact, I need
if that happens, I will be making. My wife has a some high protein pancake mix or something. I'm gonna make the pancakes, big ones, and then I'm gonna cool them off. I'm gonna drizzle the syrup on them. I'm gonna cut them up, and I'm gonna freeze dry them into pancakes. Yeah. That's
if you come to Ohio, you should bring some of that with you.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be bringing all kinds of fun toys if I do that again.
Oh, that's on my wish list, but that is not something I have accounted for in the cabin. I will have to build an entire freeze dryer building with it. Then I will have to hook up to electric.
Yeah, you'll have to get electric. Yeah, humidity is your freeze dryer's worst enemy.
Yeah, so it would not be good in the cabin at all, because I'm sure it's going to be with such a small space and having the two stoves. I have a like 15 by 10, 12 room, and I'm going to put two large stoves in there.
You
One of
better
them
have some good
has the,
ventilation. You're gonna cook yourself out.
well, I'm not going to use them at the same time. One is for winter, one is for summer.
Okay.
The wood stove is for winter, and the other one is for summer. Hey, buddy. Hello. My little guy came in.
All right.
The gas stove I'm going to be able to use in the summer without cooking myself out of the cabin is my plan.
Right.
I am just, you found a gem and a really great stove when your stove repairman just goes,
Yeah. Where'd you get that?
he's like,
Is it a wood? That's
found
the
a
wood
gem.
stove, right? that the
No,
wood
this
stove?
is the gas stove.
Oh, wow.
He wants to see my wood stove. I got to get my cabin. I got to get my cabin cleaned, and I'll take pictures, and I'll take you guys maybe for a tour when I get it. It's been used as storage, so like I can't even get in there and walk around right now.
Mm.
All packed with my belongings. But so he has never seen I just told him about the wood stove. But the gas stove, he just kept going, wow. I'm
As long
like,
as you can find me parts, buddy, I'll let you say wow all day long.
you can't find parts, but he was going to retool one for me. So
I was gonna say you can make those things are so old, you can literally get something close and make it work.
Well, it was originally like a Sears brand, but they did not buy it at Sears, but it was originally a Sears brand that was bought out by Tappan. So,
Oh, wow.
yes. So there's a way, to find parts possibly, or find another repair place that has parts. He doesn't work on stoves anymore. He just did this stove as a huge favor to me. He really just like, hi, Shady Hill Homestead. He really just does the
There's
heaters.
no better
That's how I
feeling
found him.
than telling somebody. No better feeling than telling somebody I got a guy.
Yeah. Well,
Can you
the
fix
guy
it? Nope. I got a guy. Yep.
The guy I had has not returned my phone calls. And so this guy and I were chatting because I bought the poor man's furnace from him, the Dynaglow heater, wall heater. And he's like, well, I used to work in propane. I was their repairman. I'm retired. He's like, well, before that, I was the stove repairman guy for this company. I won't name it because it's local to us here and you know where I live.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, really? Really? Let me talk to you some more. In fact, I'm going to stop texting you. Can you just please, here's my phone number. Please call me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done typing this. We're going to have to talk. Like, this requires conversation. Like, I will meet you face to face, dude. We need to talk. But he's just an amazing man. Very local to where my cabin is. Like, very close to where my cabin is. And so I am just excited. And yes, I want to show him my wood stove because I have a part that I need for that, a piece of chimney that needs to be shaped. And I'm kind of nervous about doing it myself. Everybody tells me I can do it. I know
you can do it. If it's oval, you just got to measure the circumference, get the right length of pipe that's in a circle, and just squeeze it and fit it on there. You're good.
It's so kind of more than that, but yeah. I've got to take the piece out of the back, up through the upper oven, then another elbow out and out.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
So it requires some mixing. I got to figure out how big it needs to be and how long.
Yeah,
we'll
figure it out. We all have faith in you.
Yeah, well, desperation is about to be the mother of invention because that cabin is about to get very cold.
Yep.
Very cold.
Shady Hill popped in. I missed that one.
Yeah, I said hi.
You did?
Yeah, I did. In the middle of still talking. But that camper is about to get very cold. It is not a 4-season camper. So I've got to get into my cabin. The cats are probably gonna be not happy tonight. There's no candles heating the place up tonight.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, give them a couple cardboard boxes with some blankets in there. They'll cuddle in.
there's 2 of them. They can snuggle.
Yeah.
Oh. And I did put a cardboard box on top of their kennels so that they had the heat stays down in. So,
So
but
when
we
I
will
get to
all be
my
happy.
when I get to my so when after I get to my 101st canning session, can I just do what I want at that point?
No, you still got to follow the rules.
Damn it.
Hey, Diggs. Yes, I did say snuggle. The cats are snuggling with each other. I am snuggling with nobody.
Hey,
The
Diggs.
cats are home alone. Oh.
Diggs like, did I hear snuggle?
Oh, I have not seen you in so long. Oh, except on Facebook. But yeah. So getting the cabin, all the stuff pulled out so I can actually live in there. So I've got to rearrange some stuff to do that. So, but yeah. So I'm excited about the cabin, obviously, but we need to get back to the canning safety. And so we said number 1 is following the rules. Even if you're a rebel, there are rules you have to follow, and we went over those. Number 2, I think, is something that people skip a lot, that they're so worried about, bacteria and contamination, but they don't wipe down their prep area before they start. And I always use a weak bleach solution and spray down all of my countertops, my sink, my stove, everything before I ever start canning. I clean everything before I start. It's just the way my mom taught me. Cap of bleach in a gallon of water, spray bottle, wipe everything down. And I think that's a step that they really don't talk about very much in canning safety, is starting with a clean environment.
Basically falls into food sanitation, and prep sanitation, all that stuff. Your hands, gloves, clean, not sterilize, sanitizing your knives and your cutting boards and your tabletops, anywhere stuff's going to touch. Even the towels you're using, to put your jars on. Don't just, if they've been in the back drawer for like 10 years, don't just pull it out and throw it there.
Oh, can I use
some things on them?
Can I use the one that everybody's wiped their hands on that hangs on my stove?
Yeah. Use that. Yeah, just throw it. Yeah, it's fine. Use that to wipe the rims on. You're good.
No, I cannot. That would gross me out. That would totally gross me out.
My wife gets mad every time she comes home after I've done a canning session. She tosses her laundry down to the bottom of the stairs in the basement. She looks down. She's like, "Why are there 8 hand towels down there?" I'm like, "Because they're dirty."
Yes.
Or they're so wet because I dried everything with it. They don't work, and I'm not going to try to hang them up to dry. I'll just throw them in the washer, and we got like 50 more, so I'm not worried about it. And she's like, "But that's my favorite." I'm like, "I don't care. Just because it's your favorite doesn't mean it gets to hang there for freaking a year and not get washed." Good.
Yeah. I just actually got new hand towels. Like, I love going shopping after holidays and getting the clearance hand towels for different seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Because I go through so many. Like, you joke about throwing 8 down there, but if I'm doing a canning session, there's probably a lot more than 8 that get thrown into. Why do hand towels seem to reproduce like rabbits? I want to know why they disappear like odd socks. That's what I know. I buy an enormous amount of hand towels every year, and I have to do that every year. Like, I don't know if the washer. Yes, I'm from the South. It's the washing machine. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do, where they go. But yes, starting with a clean kitchen, starting with clean supplies. And again, sanitize your jars. So that is the supply. Make sure that's clean too. But yeah, I think I missed some comments here. Oh, that was okay.
I just realized you're not breaking up. It's my computer out here in the shop is not getting enough signal.
I wondered because I can see my myself really clear. And the only time I lost signal was when I was switching from Wi-Fi to the
Yeah,
phone.
I'm watching on my iPad, and you're not breaking up, and on my computer you are. So it's me. I'll admit it. It's me.
You're the problem.
I'm the problem.
All right. Other tips about safety. So following the rules, using clean stuff. Oh, making sure your produce or what you're canning is actually good. Like,
Blemish free. Yep.
yeah. I mean, don't use, like right now, everybody's tempted to go get those tomatoes that froze on the vine last night and get them processed. Oh, breaking up there too. Yuck. They're tempted to go grab those tomatoes that froze last night. They're no good anymore. If you didn't bring them in before the frost, they are no good to can. They will spoil.
I've had tomatoes when I did my 1,000 pounds last year. I had a couple that started to get what looked like blossom rot, and then it didn't spread. It stayed there. So when I picked them and I saw it, I was like, okay. So I just cut it off way above that, and the tomato, the flesh looked fine inside. So I used that because I got tons of canned tomatoes for that, and I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about.
Right.
But if you got spots all over it or bug holes everywhere, and it's kind of a that can be an issue. You can play with your apples all day long to try to cut out all the spots. If they're that bad, you may not have wanted to buy those seconds for $12 a bushel.
Yeah, and again, like the pH changes when the tomatoes freeze on the vine, so
they get sweeter. Yep.
Yeah, and so the problem with that is they're no longer safe to can because they don't have a high enough acid. You'd have to.
Yeah, then you have to add lemon juice, get a pH meter, something to make sure you get the pH back up.
But they can't tell you how much you'd have to add extra just because they froze. And it's extra above and beyond what you are supposed to add.
That's where you need to invest in like a $100 pH meter, and then find a chart. And there is a chart. You had one on Rebel Canners for a while. It was all pH charts. And you need to see what it is and what the pH needs to be, and do the math. And then, that could be more annoying if you're that desperate to can something and you have the money. Sure, knock yourself out. But if not, freeze your tomatoes and just make fresh sauce out of it and eat it the same day.
Yeah, I have so many tomatoes in the freezer. I've got to do something with. I didn't get them all canned. I only got like one batch of 7 canned, and I've already eaten one for chili because it is now chilly weather. I'm very excited. It is chilly weather.
I'm so excited because my deck becomes a refrigerator in the wintertime.
Hey, my cooler has managed to keep up without so much ice right now.
Yeah.
Of course, the fact that I woke up this morning to ice on my everything outside because it rained yesterday, and everything that it got rained on now had a skim of ice, including my steps.
Ooh.
I got to get some skid stuff because my steps, I'm like, oh, I'm so lucky I caught myself because I was about to lose my footing on that. So I got to get some of those anti-stick or stick-on anti-skid.
Yep, the little grip tape. Yep.
Yeah. Because spending all day yesterday taping up windows and throwing up bubble wrap on my windows in the upper part of the camper was, not fun enough. Now I've got to go figure out how I not fall myself down the steps.
Go pick up a bag of water softener crystals. I know it's salt. Oh, you can't do salt. Yeah, I've used salt for so many years. Not the ice melt stuff with all the chemicals. Just salt. It's just crystals. Now it only works down to like 25 degrees or 20. But I just buy softener crystals because I have a softener, and I just buy extra bags. I just go out in the drive. If I know it's going to get freezing rain that night, I'll just throw salt down on the driveway before it rains. As it rains, the salt dissolves a little bit, runs down. I have no dead grass. I don't have any problems with anything dying. Everybody's like, you can't put salt. You're going to kill the grass. I'm like, are you kidding? You're putting chemicals down. My dog is walking in it and getting sick. No. And my grass doesn't die. And I don't care if the edge of the grass dies. There's less grass to cut in the spring. and I don't have to edge. But no, I throw that down there, and the water, it rains on it, then it freezes, and then as it melts, I always leave a big line because my driveway's a slight slope. I just put a big line across the top, so as it melts, as the ice melts or the snow melts, it just takes the salt with it and just thaws out the rest of the driveway. I hardly have to shovel.
I got an ice cream maker this summer, and the bag of salt that came with it was open because I got it from somebody used, and it was in the back of my truck, and it got dirt in it. So I actually have a bag of salt that I can use. It's the kosher salt for ice cream makers. That it's just salt. So I could.
And that's if you look up. Morton makes the water softener salt. Mm-hmm. And it's like pretty refined. I mean, you don't find much garbage in there. Every now and then you find a piece of limestone in there, but it's pretty refined. And the best thing I've found, and I talk about this on one of the prepper channels, is swimming pools that they say they're saline pools. It's a saltwater pool. Well, no, that's a whole nother science. You put salt in there, but the machine actually takes the sodium chloride, turns it into chlorine and hydrogen, and you get bubbles and the hydrogen gas is off, but it makes chlorine. That salt is super refined, super fine powder. Not powder, but it's really, really fine. Mm-hmm. And if you look up the MSDS sheet on that stuff, it's better than the crap you buy in the store. And it's like for a 50-pound bag, it's like $18. Ooh. I'm like, crap. I actually want to get some and store it away in some barrels and whatever. And even if it gets hard, you can still break it up. It's just salt.
Yeah.
And I want to try using
what's the expiration date on that salt?
Something about like 3097 or something. Yeah. Salt. Anyway.
Sorry.
But I know. But I want to use that because you use salt by weight, not by volume. I mean, because big crystals you have less weight per cup than the super, super fine canning salt. That's why it really should go by weight. So, but I don't use much salt in canning. I don't do that kind of pickles. If I do any pickles, it's all sweet pickles. But which really you don't put any salt in it at all. I haven't done fermenting. I want to try that, but that doesn't need much salt, but it doesn't matter. So it's just one of those things. I mean,
3 teaspoons per quart.
Yeah, see, it's teaspoons. Weigh a teaspoon in grams, and then weigh a teaspoon of coarse pink salt, and then weigh a teaspoon of super fine canning salt, and it's going to weigh different. It's probably going to have like a 3 to 5 gram difference, if not more.
Yeah, Diggs, the natural salt is good. The iodized is not good.
Kosher is actually the one that'll mess your canning up, because kosher salt has Prussia, something of prussiate in there. It's an anti-caking agent. That'll make your stuff cloudy. It doesn't hurt the flavor. It makes your canning stuff cloudy.
Yeah.
Like if you're fermenting or making stuff like that.
Or black. It can also make you have black spots on your pickles.
Right.
Yeah. And then people are like, what happened to my pickles? Are these safe? Always asking, are they safe? Sort of like the blue garlic. Is the blue garlic safe?
Oh, I love blue garlic. That killed me the first time that happened to me. I was like, why did my garlic turn blue? And I called a friend, our realtor at the time, and she gave us the recipe because we made a big gallon jar of dill pickles. And I had fresh dill in there. Everything's all rinsed off. The cucumbers were cleaned off nice. And I threw the garlic in there. It was all local garlic. Put it in there. And like 3 days later, and they were refrigerator pickles. And 3 days later, I'm like, why is the garlic blue? And I had no idea. We're talking like 25 years ago. And we called the realtor back up, and she was like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, I have a canning question. She laughed. I was like, why did my garlic turn blue? She's like, and she told me, she knew. She's like, oh, it was because of the salt and the vinegar and stuff and the garlic, and it's just a chemical reaction. She's like, don't worry, in about 3 days, it'll go back to normal again. And it did. But it freaked me out. I was just like, oh, my God, what did I do? Blue garlic.
Yeah. And, if you don't know, though, if you've never done it before, that's scary.
Oh, yeah.
That's really scary.
Oh, Diggs, I just read Diggs. I'm sorry, I didn't even see Diggs' comments go flying through. He's like, yeah, you sound like us. We want to pave the yard and install AstroTurf. Yep. My neighbors hate me because I hardly ever cut my grass. And the one neighbor who I walk with every night, He's like, "You're gonna cut your grass?" I was like, "No, I want to breathe." He's like, "What do you mean you want to breathe?" I said, I'm absorbing all that CO2 and making oxygen right now." I said, "Y'all are running your gas lawnmower, spewing that carbon into the atmosphere and taking away what does it naturally." And then he laughs because he knows. And I was like, "I'll cut it. And then I'll cut my grass. He'll send me a text. He's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe because I cut the grass."
Everybody keeps asking me, my grass is like knee high. Everybody keeps asking me, are you going to cut the grass? I'm like, no, I moved to the country for a reason. Like, I want fireflies. I want bugs.
It'll die. I don't want ticks, but I want bugs. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had ticks since the first week out there. But again, I've kind of chased a lot of the deer away. So, of course, my neighbor is chasing the deer away. Talk about safety. He has been testing his fire sticks every Saturday for the last 4 weeks, which I'm not opposed to fire sticks, as you know, but you have to do it at 7:00 on Saturday morning. Like, isn't there not a better time? Like, you know,
what's a fire stick? My neighbors out of my property do tannerite.
A boom boom.
Oh, tannerite.
No, it's long, and he's sighting it in for deer season.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Whatever. I know my
You can't say the other word on YouTube, so
I know. I heard things off in the distance. This is last year, right before rifle season, and I hear boom, and in like 15 seconds, boom. I'm like, okay, he's sighting in, and then I heard boom, boom, and man, it shook me. I was like, holy cat! And I realized I was like, oh, they're shooting those little bricks of tannerite stuff.
You have to be careful saying those words on YouTube. But yes, yes, I was Courtney and Dustin introduced me to tannerite because it's not something we get here in Michigan. When I was younger, my dad used to get the original boomsticks that have a fuse that you light.
Oh, geez.
That's how he made fishing holes back at the river.
Oh yeah, well,
You know, he was in construction. He
pick up the carnage. Yep, you're good.
Yeah. There used to be big, deep swimming holes and big, deep fishing holes behind our house. Lots of them, all along the river bank. But I had never done that, and then we did that. That was really fun. I really, really enjoyed that. I may may have to have a couple garden gnomes with that in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Just for trespassers,
Yeah, just in case, fill it with something and maybe put some metallic roofing supplies around it. And
just for the
for
scare
fun.
effect.
Yeah.
The fun scare effect. Back to safety. We are way off the canning safety. But another thing is I get out my canning blue book, and if I'm doing something I haven't done in a couple years, because I only do like a 2-year rotation on stuff, so it might be 2-3 years before I get back to doing a recipe. I get that recipe out and I follow my recipe. I look at my recipe, I reread it, I check it. I don't trust my memory on the times or the amounts. I get the recipe out and I follow. Even when I'm creating my own recipe for something, I will follow a tested recipe and tweak it just a little bit. So, if it's your first time, follow the recipe to the letter. If it's your 100th time, follow a recipe and tweak it a little bit. You know what you can tweak to make it your own. You can adjust the spices. You cannot adjust the vinegar to water in pickles. You have to. And you have to make sure that you have a recipe for what you're doing. Like if you're doing fermented pickles, you're not going to want to use that ratio of water to vinegar. You want to use a pickle recipe for canning. So make sure that you're really getting what you are trying to do. If you're not, mixing recipes.
Yeah, fermenting is its own science, and we're not discussing that here.
Well, I mean, in canning, we're kind of trying to kill the microbes. In fermenting, we're trying to grow the good ones.
Yeah.
different, totally different. I mean, great ways to preserve food, benefits with both, but totally different. And you cannot mix and match.
Yeah, which I always find ironic. People are like, I made sauerkraut. I fermented it. It tastes great. Now I'm going to can it. I'm like, okay, well, you still have the flavor, but you just killed it. But all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get me started on that. They both have places. I mean, they're both, and canned sauerkraut is good, but it is not going to give you the probiotics of fermented sauerkraut fresh.
It had it, but now you killed it. Yeah.
You just killed all that we wanted, but whatever. I'm really trying to get a lot more probiotics in, and really doing a lot more with fermenting and kind of doing less with canning. I know I'm a canning channel. I shouldn't say that, but I really have been doing a lot. And then Diggs was just talking about not killing his grass and not treating it because he searches through it for medicinal plants. I have been doing so much of that. I was very excited. I had some mullein come up in my yard. I'm almost like, do I want to use it or do I want to save it? But I did go get some more seed and plants. I did pull it and then got some more seed to do some other stuff. Next year, in a couple years. But yeah, it's hard because like if you treat your grass with weed killers, then you can't find all those things in it that you're trying to. And I'm doing a lot more homemade medicinals, a lot more food of medicine.
I had a discussion with my neighbor's wife the other day because he's out there. We have a rock culvert between our houses for the runoff for the water management. He's out there in the summertime, like every 3 weeks, spraying that stuff you buy at the store that has it's round and it goes
points up.
Yeah, not in the downward direction. Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah.
And he sprays it. And I every now and then when I realize it because all of a sudden I smell it, I just grab the wife and dog. I'm like, we're going back in the house. She's like, what? And I go, and the other day I talked to his wife about it. I was like, why does he do that? Well, he hates the weeds. I'm like, that's fine. I said, you do know Roundup, and she doesn't understand it. I said, that stuff you're breathing it. It'll get to you. Read the directions on it. It literally tells you to wear like a hazmat suit. But nobody does. And I was like, and it doesn't permanently get rid of anything. I said, you're better off using vinegar because it does the same thing. It'll kill the roots for a while and then they'll grow back eventually if you don't get enough on there. And your house, your yard smells like pickles gone wild.
Yeah.
With the vinegar.
And you can still eat those weeds and be fine.
Right. And I don't spray anything on my plants or anything like that. He doesn't spray it on his vegetables, but it's like, it's close enough, dude. Stop.
There's overspray in the air. It's all carried on air currents.
Oh, if you can smell it, and all the, I hate to say the Mennonites up in PA, they all spray that stuff. They got trailer loads and tankers running around the fields, and, they sell their goods. And I walked into a couple places looking at strawberries. I was like, hey, what do you guys spray for like pesticides and stuff? And they look at you like, I don't know. It's the kids. I don't know. I'm like, you spray like weed killer and pesticides in there? They don't want to say yes or no, so they just say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I'm really working on my food forest. I'm very excited. I went and got some more plants for my food forest, and I've been given a planter, and I can't wait to do the video. It hasn't came in the mail yet, but I have a sponsorship with planters now that are
you told me about that.
Galvanized steel planters. It should be here. It's supposed to be here today, but maybe they were just shipping it out today, and I'll get it later. I'll have to check.
We'll set it up and video it, and we'll put it out there.
Definitely have to. If somebody else decides they like it, we'll see. I've been like, I got cardboard saved. I've got eggshells saved. I've got banana peels saved. Yep. I'm like, I got leaves. I've picked up bags of leaves where I know that they haven't sprayed that I've saved to put in there. I have some soil that I've saved to put in there. And I'm like, oh, when is this getting here? I got all this pile of refuge sitting here waiting to go into it.
Yep. Oh, it'll work. I got to do that to my garden now because I got to cut my grass and everything's done. So I got to start dumping all the grass clippings. I have a 55-gallon drum. I made a rotating mulch barrel out of it. 20 years ago. Still works. And I remember I just made it up as I went along. It works great. And I dump everything in there. And and like if I can right now it's like rock solid in the bottom. I can't get it to rotate, but it spins. And but I'll have dirt in like a month.
Yeah.
And I just take that and dump it in the garden and cover it up a little bit, make a little like lasagna type of thing in there, and plants love it.
Yep. That's what I'm
worms love it.
hoping to do. But I'm just waiting. It's 17 inches high and 4 foot long. I don't know how
wide. How wide is it? Like 2 foot, 2 by 4? Is it 2 foot by 4 foot by 17 high, or
I don't know.
Probably. That's the average
dimension.
dimension. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to get that because I'm getting too old. I don't like to bend over.
Mm-hmm.
And 17 inches will help keep it won't keep the chipmunk out, but it'll help keep the rabbits out a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, you can always put some chicken wire around it, just or hardware cloth just to keep it out.
I'm going to put some hardware cloth underneath it to help keep the
moles out. Yep.
Yeah, things out. Because I had planted my sunchokes before, and they ate every single one of them. So, yeah. So they're getting a little close. So, hey, Dave Knight. Oh,
hey, Dave.
Hey, yeah, you got to watch the Lions. Go Lions. I'm from Michigan. I've loved the Lions my whole life. Sometimes I've loved to hate their draft choices.
The Nittany Lions?
No, the Detroit Lions.
Oh, Detroit Lions. Sorry. I know. Penn State is the Nittany Lions. I was thinking Pennsylvania, but okay. I'm sorry. Don't.
Michigan's the Detroit Lions football.
All right. I'll get yelled at here by Dave in a second.
Yeah, they always do terrible things with their draft picks though. Like, oh, we lost, so we had the first round draft pick, so we're gonna trade our first round draft pick for somebody's 47th and 100th, and it's like, well, that worked out not so well.
Man, his resume looked good.
Yeah. Can't we just keep a number 1 draft pick like once? Like, don't we need one? Like, dude,
they lost the game. They can't afford it anymore. They didn't make enough money to pay the guy, so they got to let him go.
I know. But at least they're doing well right now. So, like, people are, like, actually buying their gear. You see people wearing Lions gear everywhere now.
Hey, Dick said, I just missed that one. Let's get back to the state park close to here. I found rattlesnake plantain in it. What the heck is that?
So there's lots of different kinds of plantain. There's a broadleaf and a wide leaf, or a short leaf. It sounds like I'd have to look it up because that's not something from.
I know I have a ton of plantain in my backyard, but I cut it. You can tell the difference when you hit it with the mower. And the dog walks in it. So, no, I'm not eating it anytime soon. I could probably pick some and plant it. But does that taste like if you
I'll
saute
tell you
it?
that Diggs lives a heck of a
asparagus or something?
Diggs lives a heck of a lot closer to you than he does me. So
okay.
But
doesn't plantain taste like asparagus or something when you pick it young and saute it or whatever?
No.
What the something? Oh,
it's not something. It's not something you really want to eat. It's more something you use for like making ointments.
Oh, okay.
And
there's another huge broadleaf plant. I can't remember the name. My friend has a ton of it, and I saw it. And I was like, "Holy crap!"
People do throw it in their salads, but they also throw in arugula. There's no and kale. There's no.
Oh yeah.
I think how do I put this? I absolutely despise kale, and I would eat kale before I would eat plantain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, kale I don't use. I might chop some up and throw it in some like minestrone soup, just a little bit. Same with Swiss chard. It's okay. It's bitter as hell. And but I would chop if I had it. Yeah, sure, I'll chop some up and throw it in some kind of a tomato-based soup with some beef or chicken or something in there.
Yes,
Just
plantain.
offset. Yeah.
Plantain leaf makes a great bandage. Stops.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Because I remember I cut myself and a customer. He's like, hold on a second. He ran out into the field and like ripped up some plantain. Came back. He's like, I'm not doing it. You do it. Chew it up and then just put the pulp on your cut. And I was like, you're kidding me. He's like, why would I kid you? I was like, okay. I trust him. And I did that. I was like, it stopped the pain and it kind of made it stop bleeding, I think. I know, maybe I wasn't paying attention because I'm not a medical guy.
Even though I am a medical person, we are not giving medical advice tonight. No.
But he said, if
purely for educational and research purposes. Thank you.
But it was something about my own. It's sort of like when you lick your wounds, so to speak, and something about that person's saliva and that together for that person, not for somebody else, because the biology matches or some weird.
You're already immune to your own germs that you carry.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You lick your own wounds, you're fine.
Yeah. You're not immune to other people's germs.
No.
Unless they live in the same house with you.
It makes you stronger.
Yeah, sure.
Right after you get sick.
We'll go with that. I've lost the time on here, so I don't know.
That's 8:45. We're good.
Okay. All right. I just didn't want to go too far over. I have got to be up at 6 tomorrow morning, and I am babysitting my brand new granddaughter who's 5 weeks old.
Ooh, fun.
And my 18-month-old grandson for 12 hours tomorrow.
You have fun with that. I won't
for the first time. I'll be first time watching baby. And the other day she had a lot to say about me. She's like, "You are not my mother. The milk is not coming out the right way. It's coming out of this bottle thing that's like plastic, and it's not the right temperature." She was not amused. The queen was not amused.
Yeah, well.
So we'll see how she does tomorrow. But her brother loves me, so I'm one of his favorite peoples. I can't remember where we were. We were somewhere. Oh, we went to a memorial service, and he did not realize I was there. And he got put down on the ground, and I was standing there talking to somebody else, and he heard my voice, and he whipped around, and he came a-running. I love that age where they you're their favorite person, and you're their favorite person.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dave Knight got me into canning, eating canned
there you go.
salsa oh yes, canned salsa. I did not get enough canned salsa this year. I'm gonna have to take those frozen.
I still got salsa left from last year. I've been giving it away because I'm not eating it that much right now.
My grandson, I canned 32 pints of salsa, and my grandson ate 25 of them.
Oh, jeez.
And then I canned several quarts or pints of spaghetti sauce with mushrooms.
Oh, is that the one where he said he opened it? I was like, doesn't quite taste as good, salsa, but I still eat it.
But it has these. I don't like the salsa with the brown things in it as well as your other salsa, Nana. And
it's meat sauce, but okay.
What? And I looked, and it was mushrooms. I'm like, that's the spaghetti sauce I gave your mother. Why are you eating my spaghetti sauce out of chip?
Hey, you know what? Still tastes good.
Safety tip number 4 or 5 I've lost trick. Always write down on your jars what they are. You think you're going to recognize them later. You will not.
No.
So, if you don't want to confuse things like spaghetti sauce and salsa, like my grandson, what's the salsa with the brown thingies in it? That's mushroom spaghetti sauce, son.
And
Always label.
write it on the
Like-
flat in an
also-
indelible marker. And if you're going to reuse your lids, fun tip. It's not a food safe thing, but if you put a little WD-40 on a towel and wipe the black magic marker, it'll clean it. And that way you can write.
If you write over it with the black magic marker and
Yeah,
then
same
wipe
thing.
it right away while it's still dry, it cleans it too.
Yep. That and the whiteboard markers do the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know what's in it. It's not alcohol. It's something else in there. But
I
yeah,
think so.
I mean, if you're going to reuse your lids like a Rebel might do
hey,
for
Bush
like,
Craft.
storing things, I probably have like 1,000 used flats that every now and then it's like I just need one to just to seal a jar or something up, not to can it, just to put it in the shelf. And I'll be like, yeah, whatever. I'll grab that and I'll boil some water to heat it up. That'll sort of expand the rubber back a little bit. So I can put it on a jar and I'll dry it off and it'll seal back up. It'll keep the air out of it for now.
Yeah. Well, if you're a real rebel and you want to puff up the red seals on jars where you've used them, you get some boiling water, turn the water off so it's boiling no more.
Yeah.
It has just been super hot. And you put a couple tablespoons of baking soda in there and throw those lids in there and they'll puff right back up.
Really?
Yeah.
How come you never told me that? I hate you.
You didn't ask me how to make them poof. That's how you make
It's not that I
the
didn't
red ones
ask.
poof
You
back up.
didn't tell me. See?
I tell people all the time that.
Well, I'm not on Facebook anymore, so.
This is true. You're not. But anyway, safety tip number 6, don't reuse your lids. I'm a rebel. I do that. Do as I say. Don't do as I do. It's a safety tip. Oh, hi. I do not know who did that. I can't read it.
Diggs Outdoors did that. Boom,
Oh,
$5.
thank you, Diggs.
Wow.
Wow, thank you.
Holy crap,
$5
Diggs.
super
Thank you.
chat. You don't have to do that, but thank you. I'll put it towards the cabin fund. Oh, I'm excited. Do you guys want to see more of my cabin build or rebuild? So
You have to do a little thing of you were showing like deer walking across the field and duck swimming in a pond. How about like the Rebel cabin?
it's pretty rustic. I'm kind of embarrassed at how
That's why they
rustic
call it a Rebel cabin. It's not a new cabin from a builder.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Diggs.
Yeah, really. It's a work in progress. Take some
Yes.
pictures now and then take more pictures and pictures. And when
Well,
you get it all done,
I
you can
gotta
show
get
the
it-
before and after.
I got to get it cleaned out so that I can take pictures. Because like I said, I've been using it as a storage unit for about 3 years now. So it is like wall to floor ceiling packed with all the belongings that I didn't put in a storage unit.
Yeah, like
So-
hopefully all in like rubber tubs that are like keep the animals out.
No,
Mm.
that's too much fun. Because I was sort of camping out there. So it's all like, kind of out. So yeah, there's a lot of cleanup from the raccoons. And they have put a hole in my ceiling. So I've got to get a drywall patch for the ceiling and figure out what they did to the floor to put the hole through the ceiling from the
Yeah,
upstairs.
as long as they're not still living in between the joists and rafters.
No, they've had the run of the place because that one room was open. It had
Okay.
the walls weren't sealed off yet. Hey, Shady Hill. Hi. So they've kind of had a run of the place, and I've trapped them out of there over several years, and they just keep coming back and coming back. So I may have to get an
Fun.
exterminator. Yeah, raccoon. And their raccoons they're not like normal raccoons are scared of people. These raccoons, like when I camp out there, they like pop over the end of the bed and like look at me, and they're like staring at me like this over the end of the bed, and they try to like snuggle like they're cats.
Ew.
And that's-
Where in the cabin?
That's way scarier. That's why we joke about the raccoon, and you got the raccoon on there, but
Yeah,
they're
well,
way
sorry.
scarier than normal raccoons. Like normal raccoons, you yell at them and they will run off and they will not come back. These are like a cat where you yell at it and tell it, or a dog, hey, shoo. And 2 minutes later, it's coming back wagging its tail, wanting to be friends again.
It's like, oh, come on, please. You have good food.
So I think the guy before me made pets out of some of them. Now, my neighbors, when I was growing up, had a pet raccoon. And I'm going to tell you, that's one of the most dangerous. I'd rather have a pet lion in my house. I would rather have a pet lion in my house. Their lions at least are predictable.
Skunks make really good pets if you get their gland removed.
I had a pet skunk when I was young. When I was 15, our neighbor passed away, Mr. Lang, and his house sat vacant. And underneath his porch, a skunk had made a home under there. Well, she got hit on the road. So there was a house. There was a house between me and Mr. Lang's house. And Liz was out, my neighbor between us, was out at her clothesline, and she was hanging up towels on her clothesline. And all of a sudden, she's like doing the pee-pee dance, the one where you're jumping up and down. And she's like, I'm like, looking at her. I'm sunbathing in a bikini over in my yard. And I'm just like, are you okay? Like, what is the matter with you? And she's like,
there's baby skunks everywhere.
Get it, go get it. Do you see it? And I looked down at her feet, and there was this little tiny 4-week-old skunk.
Aw.
So I ran over, took one of her towels. She did forgive me later. She was scared to death it was going to like eat her. And I grabbed the little kitten, and then I went on a hunt, and I wound up with 7. I found 6. The 7th one, we went back under his porch, which is why I know they were living under there. And then I sat there for about an hour, and then he came out again, and I got him. So I got 7 baby skunks, and I raised them until they could poof. And I took them out to a friend's house and let them loose on my friend's property. They were adults, and the skunks would come up, and they'd be doing their garden, digging in the garden. The skunks would come up, and they'd eat the grubs and stuff. And I'm told there's still a super high population of skunks in that area by the people that bought the house from those people. So yeah, because I couldn't have them in town.
They don't spray it, just don't kick them. Yeah.
Now, like if I had taken them to Ohio, I could have got them descented. They don't allow us to do it.
You can't have pet skunks in certain states.
Yeah,
I can't have a pet skunk, squirrel, raccoon, nothing in my state. You just can't. So
I should have kept one and took it to Ohio. Now the pet store in town did sell a descented skunk, but they had gotten it from Ohio, and that's how I know. The guy downtown used to have. He had an entire museum of reptiles. You guys, I don't want to give away location, but Diggs, you and Chef Tech live in the same state, if that helps you out. Actually not very far from each other, really. You guys are probably just a hop, skip, and a holler away from each other. But I wish I had kept them, but my mom was not. My dad was on board with that, believe it or not, but my mom was like, yeah, no. So she arranged the neighbors to take them out in the country. But I have my neighbor Liz, she actually has video. She recorded me back on the old movie camera, the little baby skunks just to follow me through the yard, and they all lived.
Oh. Yeah, Diggs isn't that close to me. He's a little above Pittsburgh. I'm more near Gettysburg. So, but you know what? Close enough.
and the only thing I know where it is I can't think of Brookfield, Ringgold County, Jefferson County. That's where my family's from.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I did have, I want to get my wildlife rehab license, but it's almost impossible to get in Michigan because A, they don't advertise when they're doing the classes.
Mhm.
B, the only classes I've ever found are either in Detroit, which is 4 hours south of me, or they're in Traverse City, Michigan in March.
Oh,
Both of them
jeez.
are in, like, I do not want to drive 4 hours to Detroit ever. Doesn't matter
No.
what time of year it is. I don't want to go to Detroit, period. Like, I have no interest in ever going to Detroit for anything. And I don't know why they don't offer them. Like, I would drive to Lansing, the capital.
I didn't know you can get a permit or a license to for rehabbing animals, wildlife.
Huh. Yeah, you have to get it
I'll
through
have
our
to look that up. My wife would love that. If we could do that at the property up in PA, she'd probably be like, huh, okay, I guess we know what you're using that 14 acres for now.
Yeah.
I'll be building all kinds of pens and things.
Yeah. And then once you get like your license, you have to work under another person for like 3 years before your license is good for yourself.
Oh, wow.
So like
okay.
Yeah. So it's
that's like the 4-H club thing for becoming I looked into becoming a master canner back in the day, and I would have had to go to Virginia, but oh no, you have to be part of the 4-H for like 10 years and pay all these fees and do all these things. I'm like, yeah, I'll just be a master canner in my own mind. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's back to the safety thing. You can take the classes and stuff and do that if you're really paranoid about it. They've made that easier for canning. But yeah, I'm in an online Facebook group because I thought about doing it just for fun now that I'm retired and work at a nature center. It would be kind of cool to be able to bring some of the little creatures in, for kids, because we don't keep any animals at our nature center.
Right. You rehab them and release them. Yeah.
Well, we don't even do that there. Nobody does it there. So it'd be cool to be the person that could actually do it.
Oh, that's cool.
But like the one class, they just put me on the waiting list. It was for this week, and I wound up not being able to take it because they didn't tell me until, So I went and spent that $189 on heat for my cabin. I did not have the money, the $300 to take the class. So I guess heat probably trumps a class.
I'm trying to converse with Diggs here without obviously giving away too much info.
Yeah, and see, that's why I was like, you guys can talk, but I'm not gonna comment on the comments.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, he knows where Bedford is. I'm near Bedford, so that doesn't really give me away. And
yeah,
whatever.
I posted a picture of me with Bigfoot this week, and somebody, yes, my new profile picture on Facebook. You wouldn't have seen it because you're not on Facebook.
That's right.
And the first comment underneath there was, "Oh, did you have that taken at this exact location in this city?" And I messaged her and I'm like, "Can you please take your comment down? Because I don't want anybody to have my location or even start to pinpoint it from the hardware store I frequented last."
It's like, I know where you are. I can stalk you now. Yay.
I already have freaking stalkers. I had stalkers before I was on Facebook. That's the weird thing. Like, I don't have time for this. Like, apparently somebody stalked me for 3 years and I was too oblivious to even notice. And then he was bragging about how he had dinner or had lunch every Wednesday for 3 years at my place of employment, hoping to see me.
All right. Strange.
I won't eat there. Why are you eating there?
Yeah, I work there. I don't eat there.
Like, that's just weird. Thank you, but no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, Bushcraft is in. He just chimed in. He's like, yeah, you can get, if you have a picture of like a store or something like that, you can actually back search that on metadata now and get the exact where it is. So it's like, yeah, that's why I'm not on Facebook. I don't really post much of what I do. If I do post things like when I'm on YouTube and that, the things I post, no, they're like in my kitchen. You're not going to metadata anything off of that.
Well, I do like the pictures, like on YouTube. I do like the pictures of the rivers and places like that. Good luck finding me because, like, I'm posting 2 years out right now on rivers and lakes and places like that.
It's not
So,
where
like,
you live; it's just where you happen to be traveling
yeah,
at the time.
that
Yeah.
if I, and I travel through somewhere and I stop and I take a picture of a river and, like, like I went to the UP 2 years ago. I'm still posting pictures from then. So good luck finding me, but I haven't been in the UP for 2 years. So have fun with that,
Right.
But yeah, but I on Facebook sometimes things are more real time, and so like, please take that down. Don't
Yeah, good
comment.
stuff.
Yeah, don't comment that.
Hey, we made it to 9:05.
Oh, well, we probably should head out of here because I have a really super early morning. So it was so good to see all of you in the comments. Thank you. Thanks again, Diggs, for coming in, and Bushcraft and Angels and
Bushcraft.
everybody. I will see you all next week, unless one of you goes live, and I'll try to catch your live. So, all right.
I'll be out of my cabin next Sunday through the following Saturday. I don't think I'm going to do anything live out there. I might, because I'm with Uncle Richard the whole time.
Ooh.
So we might do something with making a bushcraft water heater with a 55-gallon drum, some copper coils, and a campfire.
Ooh.
So I got all the fittings I need. So we're going to do it one way or another, whether I record it. We'll see what happens.
Okay, I have to tell one more story because you made me think of it. So I have a copper coil that's underneath the cabin, and my son was like, you could make a
water heater
with that. And I'm like, yeah, I know, that's what I bought it for. He goes, what do you think it was before you bought it? Because told him I bought it at a garage sale. I said, I know exactly what it was before I bought it.
Still had alcohol in it.
The guy passed away. They dismantled the still, and all the pieces were for sale at the garage sale. And all I bought was the copper coil because I wanted to go around my stovepipe.
I got a few 100 feet of 3/8 and 7/16 flexible copper rolls at the cabin, brand new. And yeah, we're gonna play with that just because we're out there for 5, 6, 7 days. We just go out to have fun and relax. So nothing to do. It's fall. I don't have to cut the field or anything like that. We'll probably change the oil in the tractor because it's overdue. But other than that, no, we're going to just play in the stream and see if one of my water pumps can pump water up 3/8 or a 3/4 flexible tubing 100 yards back to the cabin, which it probably will. So I don't have to run the tractor down there and play games with barrels and little pumps and all this stuff. And we've already got that sorted out. And the jackery and the generator are going to come in handy.
There you go.
So just get some water up there so I can take a shower. That's all I care about.
I do have a video coming out tomorrow. It is cast iron cooking video. It is chicken cobbler. So
cool.
How steep of an incline? How much?
So from elevation wise, from where we're going to pull the water from the stream to where the barrel is, about 100 yards away, it's probably about 12 feet. So it's not that much of a slope. And I have a submersible sump pump that I've had for years that I can put in a barrel, cover it with screen, put it down the stream to keep from sucking the dirt. And then I have another couple small pumps that I'm going to put in line to give it a boost. As long as I don't have to run barrels all the way to the stream and play that game, I can run water right to the cabin when I need it to fill up a bunch of 55-gallon drums. We're good. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with that because I have lots of different pumps and things and different diameters and horsepowers and voltages. And yeah, no, I'm pretty secure in the fact that I'm not going to have a problem getting water up to the cabin just to fill a bunch of barrels to have for the season. And then just run it through filtration. I throw a little chlorine in there to sterilize it or sanitize it. And I run it through filters to get the particulates out. And I chlorinate it first, and I run it through the filter, which is a chlorine reducing filter. So it doesn't even smell like chlorine. Will I drink it? Probably not. Would I boil it to maybe make coffee? I probably could, but probably not. I just want to take a shower and wash my dishes. That's all I care about. I'm sick of running to the stream with a 5-gallon bucket, getting water, putting it in the pot, boiling it for 20 minutes, then trying to cool it down so I can wash my dishes. No. I just want water up there. I have a stainless sink. I have all kinds of stuff I'm bringing out there that I can hook up and run off the Jackery, water heaters, things. But I'm totally off grid there, like way off the grid. So it's just whatever I bring with me is what I got.
Diggs, I don't know if this would work, but what I'm doing to bring water up from my well is I have a trash pump that has never been used for sewer or septic or anything like that.
80-foot elevation, that's a hard push. You need a lot of power to do that.
It's a gasoline powered trash pump. I think with a gasoline powered trash pump, you might be able to do that.
You'd have to make the hose. You'd have to go from your 1.5-inch hose and keep narrowing it down to about 3/4 to get it up to the top to get enough pressure and volume to get up the hill.
And the other thing is you need quite a few check valves in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That would be the other thing I'd recommend is some check valves. Good. You probably know better than I do on all that, but good luck.
I do.
That's scary there.
I got stuff. I just got to be careful of what I post with certain emblems on things. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Have a good night.